Before we start, just understand this is not a signal service. Everything you see here is for educational purposes only. Trading involves risk, and the goal here is not to follow trades, it's to learn the process behind them.
Good morning, and welcome to I'm the Trader Capital live trading floor. First and foremost, all glory to the Most High God. Let's bow our heads for a quick prayer. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for your grace and your mercy. We thank you for another opportunity to try again to learn and grow in these markets. Father, we ask that your will be done today as it is in heaven. Father, I ask that you give us the heart of a giver and make us a lover of our neighbor. Please let me not lead anyone that listens to me astray, but use me as a vessel to bring your children back onto you. In Jesus' mighty name I pray. Amen. 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 Before we jump into the charts, I just want to say this. There was a time I used to sit down at the charts with no real plan, jumping between strategies, second guessing every entry, and just honestly hoping that the trade would work. And that's where most traders are, not because they're not capable, but because they don't have a structured process. The biggest pitfalls that causes traders to fail is that they have no knowledge on money, they don't know how to lose, they don't know how the markets operate, and they don't have a winning model. 90% of traders fail. All 90% are plagued with one or more of these pitfalls. In today's session, I'm going to show you the three pillars that every trader must have in their trading to survive and thrive in the financial markets so you can join the 10% who succeed and fast track your way to the top 1% of the wealthiest people on this planet. It's called the 10% to 1% club. Let's go. But before we dive deep into the three core pillars, when you step into this arena on this battlefield, you must first have two crucial realizations. Realization number one, trading is war. This is not a get rich quick scheme. This is the hardest thing that you'll ever do in your life. Realization number two, all traders are money managers. As a trader, your ability to manage money is vital to your survival in this industry. Most traders think success in trading comes from finding the perfect strategy or catching the biggest move. But the reality is, trading success is built on three core pillars. First is money and mindset. This is the foundation of success. Then we have risk management, the holy grail of trading. This is what will keep you in a game long after everybody else has quit. And then finally, we have trading edge. This is where all traders start. I know this because this is where I started. And that's why in today's session, we are going to hone in on your trading edge. Now, everything we do here is built around one thing, and that is confidence in your trading edge. And that confidence comes from three things. One is having an understanding of how the market actually operates. Not what social media says, but how money truly moves. Two, having one trading model. One model with IPTA signatures that you trust and execute consistently. Three, having a plan and process, because without a plan and process, you're just reacting to price and you're winging it each and every session. And this right here in this session, this is where we're going to focus on the third piece, the process part. I'm not here to force trades. I'm here to execute my plan step by step in real time. All right, let's get into the live trading floor. Now, as you're watching, don't just look for entries, but pay attention to the process behind the entries because this is what will get you into the 10% of traders who succeed. And if you want to go further to the 1%, well, that's where we break down all three pillars inside of the program. I used to think that winning trades build confidence, but it's not the wins. It's knowing exactly what you're doing, when you're doing it, how you're doing it, why you're doing it before, during, and after each trade. And that is what we're here to build. Let's get into our trading, daily processes. All right. Weekly target going to this week is 3%. All right. Mental check in, feeling generally okay. All right. Excited to see what price action has in store for us today. Excited to continue to grow. All right. And get 1% better in these markets, in these charts. Yeah. Let's get straight into it. News. It's Tuesday, April 28th, is the day before FOMC. Just saying it out loud so I'm aware, all right, that, if we get any iffy price action, right, that is the reason for that. All right, so don't be too eager to get into any trade and don't over leverage, all right, going into any trade, okay? We have news today, all right? We have medium impact news come out at 9 o'clock. We have high impact news coming out at 10. All right, we have news today, making it an optimal day to take a trade. Risk going into today, we're at 0.5 of account size. Well, yeah, yeah, then what's the max it? We are 0.25 of account size, and we have a max of 0.75. We'll change it up after this week because I haven't done the math yet. Anyway, weekly program hasn't been established as of yet, not that I've seen. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into the charts and see if we have a weekly program established. Before we do that though, no, we'll do that and then, whoo-wee. You see that magic magnet from yesterday? It eventually did its job. It eventually did its job. Anyway, we've taken Monday's range low, okay? So our weekly program has been established and we are in a sell program going into the week until we come back up and take Monday's high, okay? That's what we anticipate. That's what our assumption is, and that's what we stick with until Monday's high is taken, okay? So we're in a sell program going into this week. PM session, didn't really get much. Well, we did enter one trade. Well, we kept on our entry drills. We were taken out of that buy from the morning. Remember the buy that we were in from here? From up all the way up here, kept us in, and it came to our profit target of -1 overnight. Look at that, beautiful. Yeah, and PM session we had a few subs actually. We had a few. We entered this one for sure, the one I just deleted the thing for. Yep, gave us, well, wasn't really focused on the management, but anyway, we entered this one here, and that was pretty much all that we had for PM session for the time I was in front of the charts. Anyway, didn't really get into this because I was done by then. That was a solid setup though. Then we had something at 350 macro, gave us a local sum, but that was pretty much it. That's how our day ended. Our draw on liquidity ended up getting hit though still, even though we wasn't part of it. Magic magnet once again doing its job. Love that. Anyway, we've established our weekly program. We're in a sell program. Let's go ahead and get into price action today. First things first, condition, determine our bias. For us is a session bias. In order to do that, we must first identify our dealing range. Can anybody tell me how we identify our dealing range? Been doing it so many times. Should know this by now. Alright, we go from midnight to current price action. Oh, this needs to be adjusted. My previous day. Bear with me. I also need to adjust my 20-day. It's my 20-day. That is 20-day. Previous week's days. Let's get. That is strange because it's not supposed to show on there. Hold on. I don't remember me making it visible enough. That is wild. When did it become visible? Very strange stuff. Very strange, very strange, very strange. sure the low is accurate. Yeah, it's range there. Yeah, it's accurate for this day, but it changes soon. Midnight to current price action. Note the low is low, the high is high. We've got our dealing range. Above dealing range. Alright, we got previous week's high. We got Asia session buy side. We got 20-day high, which is also all-time highs, which also previous day's high. Above price, in line with that standard deviation. Below dealing range, inside of dealing range, okay, we do have London session buy side. We have previous daily low, previous week's high. Oh no, that's above, sorry. We're looking at inside. Below, got the remainder of this gap, but you know, we don't do gaps, we don't do liquidity. Below we have, what is this? PM session from Thursday, all right, below price as our draw on liquidity. Should sell side get taken. Just like that, now we wait for one side of the dealing range to get taken. Give us our condition going into our session. And then we move on to step 2, stage, then execution. Didn't even see you in here. I was too busy in my zone here. Let's adjust this back to, it's an optimal day. We are about to kick off in less than 1 minute. Decent size range here. Ding, 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 ding. Now that's the opening range gap I want to see. Yesterday's one was rubbish. It's above price, okay, so we got down, so we have a discount gap. Decent size open range gap, okay. I'm anticipating good price action today, but also aware that it's the day before FOMC. So don't be, eager to get into anything, like I said. Take time, require extra confluences, and demand the market shows you what you want to see. Look like we're heading to dealing range sell side. Our weekly program has been established as a sell program, so uh, let's see what today brings. Came that close to not take it, yeah? We've got a first presented fair value gap here. Let's see how price use it to get to consequent encroachment of open range gap, which is in line with previous day's high. That's a decent amount of range to get there. That's a decent amount of range to get up there. ding. So far, it's looking like that's where it's heading. But nothing for us to do here right now. Just sit and wait, watch these candlesticks print. This chair, man, why is it like all of a sudden so squeaky? Squeaking on me, bruv. Squeaky, squeaky. I'm watching how price behaves in this daily inefficiency and this order block right here. Paying attention. Came into it, stayed in the upper portion, just the wick in the upper portion, body staying above it. So these are all signs of strength here. Should I get it to show on the 1 minute? I don't know how I feel about it. Show it. Let's see. Yeah. Let's leave it clean for now. I don't mind just seeing it on the 15 minute because I don't frame anything around it. It's just an additional, don't want to say confluence, but confluence is the only thing that's coming to mind. Below, should price want to come lower, do have an inefficiency in here below previous week's low into 20-day upper quadrant, but it will have to first get through the mean threshold of this weekly order block and then this wick right here, discount wick. Look at me. Look at me. Who do I think I am? Right. Mean threshold is in close proximity to weekly equilibrium, previous week's range equilibrium. All right. Either we take dealing range or we wait till open range is complete, and that dealing range gets one side gets taken, which will give us an indication of where which side of our dealing range, right, will get taken. So far, drawn liquidity is consequent encroachment of open range gap. I'm gonna watch this. Let me not draw anything on there, but just pay attention. Let's watch the price action. Let's watch the price action. See what it does. I'm watching this market structure shift here. Yesterday's entry drill practice was really good. I enjoyed it pretty much. And now I'm ready, right, to enter the market today. I did go back into the day and see the setups that failed and the one that didn't fail. What was the similarities? What was the differences? And what was common with the setups that failed and what was common with the setups that didn't fail? And I don't know if I should share that data. I don't know if I should share that data. Yeah, whatever. It was good data. But what I did find, right? What I did find, I'm just being facetious. I was just joking. Of course, I'm gonna share the data. What I did find was that the ones that did pan out were macro setups. Big shocker, right? It wasn't much of a shocker, but it just kind of, it's kind of getting me to be like, okay, just limit your trading to macro times, because that's where the higher probability setups are coming in at. So yeah, it'll be interesting to walk it forward and just pay more attention. And it's just about me letting go of the clean setups that I see outside of the macro, right? It can start in the macro and finish outside of the macro, and those are fine to get in. We've already collected data on those and getting in. But I'm talking about the 30s setup, and that is my current dilemma. 9:30, I'm gonna let those. I'm working on letting those go, and starting at 9:50. And then from then on, I'll do the 10:30s. I like 10:30s. I've back tested the 10:30s and seen a high probability of setups in the 10:30s. It's just the 9:30. It's really the only 30s I've traded in the morning, really and truly. But 1:30, I'm fine with taking a setup in. But it's just 9:30. 9:30 is just washy washy, wishy washy, washy washy. 9:30 is wishy washy. So I'm gonna tape read 9:30 and 9:50 kickoff time in terms of entries. So let's see how that plays out. Later on, obviously, we'll have a separate account for those, but for now, I think it's just best if I just tape read the 9:30 and kick off at 9:50. Not kick off, but like entry mode starts at 9:50. But yeah, that was the core difference in terms of the ones and the commonality in the ones that did pan out in terms of my entries from yesterday, were the ones that were macro setups. Wasn't surprising really, but interesting nonetheless. You heard that? Interesting find nonetheless. Interesting find. Oh, Asia was nice, boy. Asia was nice. It's the current draw for us here. $10.50 macro. go ahead and do my thing that I didn't do yesterday. Yesterday was what, 27? Newsless, newsless. Not news less. Come on, man. That was a 90? Wow, that's crazy. Nothing to do yet. Nothing to do yet. I'm not here to force trades. Remember, I'm here to execute my plan step by step in real time, baby. So if there's nothing to do, there's nothing to do. I ain't gonna force shit. Less than 5 minutes until open range is complete. Then we'll get some movements out here. Went live on DJ yesterday. It's been a minute. I really enjoyed it though. I really did enjoy it. It's just a different vibe over there, DJ. You know, it's a different vibe. Not that I don't enjoy this session as well. I enjoyed this session, but DJ is like, it's my comfort, you know, it's home. Last time I did it was April 21st, last week. Two minutes. I'm almost done here too. Doing a 2 for 1 since nothing's really going on, so doing what I gotta do. You know what I mean? Cause there ain't nothing for me to do in there right now. Uno minutos. That is not what I wanted. I wonder if you can add text on this one. Where would they go though? Oh, sorry. That's it. That. Super cool. don't see anything on this stream right now. We're back. Still nothing for us to do yet. Much ado about nothing. One minute, never looked this clean, boy. What? I like it. As I draw closer to graduation, the less I need on my chart, you know? should be a propulsion block. So depending on how price behaves. Let's see those. Pay attention. It's much cleaner to read now. All the pertinent lines on the chart, liquidity, inefficiencies, and opening prices. Look like we're heading to dealing range buy side. Dealing range. Opening range buy side, sorry. In itself, it's a dealing range, right? But it's not the dealing range that I use to determine my bias. It gives me minor bias, right? Minor bias. When my dealing range hasn't been taken yet, it gives me an idea of, potentially where price is heading to in my dealing range. That's what I've noticed from my back testing and my data collecting. Mine. Because it's native to me, right? Time, price, market structure shift here. Let's see how it draws up there. Even takes liquidity here. Market structure shift here. I'm watching this here. Not that it's a setup that currently I would engage in, but I'm watching it in terms of giving me a better understanding of price action, where we're heading to, why we're heading there, right? Like a 10:30 post 10:30 entry for us here. There's nothing to do here in this 950 macro. She be Pisces and she didn't match my energy. season. She didn't match my energy. I need to. Oh, excuse me. I need to draw these schematics out and make them more visible, right? Because this was just a brief drawings. Nothing to do, nothing to do. Eee. Oh my goodness. Robo jazz. So far, struggling to get to constant encroachment of open range gap there. Bodies are closing well below the lower quadrant. Okay, it's price right here on the 15-minute. It's showing me that it can't go any higher, or it doesn't want to go any higher. Two, we can get some body closures above here. I don't think this is in the cross errors. Nothing for me to do so far here in this price action. Nothing at all. But just wait. Okay, now wait. She be Pisces and she didn't match my energy. All over you, all over you. Oh. One momento. Watched the video on like planting, and now my YouTube is riddled with how to plant. But I don't mind. I want to one day be able to be self-sufficient, be able to grow all these things. So I might as well start learning from now, right? No, it's not. But it's worth it. All over you, all over you. 7 minutes till we have first hour of trading behind us. That's what we're waiting for, really. Nothing for us to do here in this price action. Nothing to all. So relax. Go get your coffee. Get your breakfast. You have 7 minutes to do so. Go ahead. Go do it. Make sure you're back for 10:28. I should probably just get my milk right now too. BRB. Let me go do that. Uno momento, por favor. Yo. Don't do me like that. Don't do it. Please don't do it. All right, we're clocking back in. We're clocking back in. We're clocking back in. Hope you got your coffee and your breakfast and you're ready to go for 10:30. Ui! Ooh. Ooh. 10:30 can come in and still be a dud, you know? Doesn't, as long as 10:30 hit, doesn't mean, oh yeah, something has to happen. Yep, NFP, FOMC tomorrow, alright? So, hey, anything is possible. We're not talking about that hand. do some calculations here. Oh, so yeah, it is 0.5 of that account anyway. Sometimes it's like washing paint dry in these candlesticks. It's crazy. And other days you can't even get a breath. About to smash open range sell side, giving the indication that dealing range low is in the cross areas. Taking taking deal open range sell side. Dealing range low is next in line. Do I not have the remain? I thought I drew them out already. You have to come take all the way by side here for me to be interested. All the way up here for buy side. haven't established a condition yet. Well, we have of open range. Technically, but I'm still collecting data on if I wanna. I mean, I guess it's whichever one's taken first, right? So sell program technically, but it's not confirmed until dealing range law gets taken. All right, smashing dealing range low. All right, condition has been confirmed as a sell program, which is in line with our weekly program. $10.50 macro popping off. It's higher than needs to go for me to be interested in anything. So we're looking for reasons to be a seller of this market. just wanted to unsync it. Why do I do that every time I want to unsync it? I want to see a body closure above here though. I'm gonna go against session bias. I would want to see a body closure. Once I get that, I'll be interested. Until I get that, I'm not fussed right now. And if I get it and it doesn't give me the entry, I'm okay with that as well. Take this low here. Be interested in a sell. Yeah. You're just toying with me, saying you're missing it. It's okay though. I need to see it. gonna go against the bias. I need to see more. I need to see more from you. If not, it's not happening. And if it goes without me, then it just goes without me. I still have this market structure shift up here. I can jump on board there. 20 seconds. I doubt it'll come back though, but we'll see anyway, and then we'll see what contract size up here has. Probably be 1. Can go ahead and say because it's gonna confirm, and then I want to see here. We're looking at 1. Is that it? It's to it, not through it though. There we go. I'm interested there. I can close this one. $8.50. Why wouldn't it give me the 50? Hold on, bear with me. There we go, 9,850. Take this low now, all right? I'd be interested in a sell. $9.50. If it wants to give it to me, $9.50. This one, if you had entered, -1 right there, bread and butter set up there. Watch now price behaves in here. Trading against the session bias, okay? I'm aware of that. I know the load that needs to go for me to engage in that, in the sales. I haven't got anything for sales right now, okay? So I'm just trading what the market is giving me. And if that's wrong, then that's just, I've just paid for premium insight, right? Last line in the sand here. I'll get alarm bells, okay, if we get a closure below this inefficiency. Last line in the sand, it will be a body closure in this order block here. We've got a 15-minute first presented fair value gap. I'm aware, so let's be aware of that. Could be a hindrance to price heading to where we need it to head to. Right now, what I want to see is a closure above first presented on the 1 minute time frame. I don't like the respect for it right now. But this is the low. There's also a low here too. I'll watch this low, but this is the low that I would be interested in entering on. For the sales. Looking like a 1-to-1 here, something like that. We've got bring in, my ears are propped up, okay, we've got a closure below this inefficiency. I won't be reducing risk on this trade, okay, just because it's only one contract anyway. Okay, so it's either going to take me out for a loss or it's going to take me out for my -1. Like I said, this is the low I'll be interested in for a sell. 11:10, macro is coming to an end. Know what that means? Our session's coming to an end. So far, nothing for us to do. We haven't got closure below the mean threshold of this order block. Even if we did, okay, there'll be nothing for us to do anyway because we're only in it with one contract. And I don't like closing trades prematurely, alright? If the fat lady ain't singing, I don't want to close my trade. I know when my trade gets invalidated, okay, potentially lets me know that I'm offside, so I'd rather just reduce the risk and wait for the trade to be for price to tell me that your trade is invalidated. 11:11. Stay a little bit. We'll wrap up though. We'll do a trade performance review because I won't even be entering any more trades, and this will be it. Like I said, if we take this low, that will invalidate this buy I'm in, okay, which is going against our session bias, and we'll be interested in the sell here to continue lower. But until then, nothing for me to do, and also I don't really have time on my side right now, so nothing for me to do. Not much of a review for today because there really hasn't been anything until right now. Okay, there was this first initial entry, but I wanted to see price close above this inefficiency just because we're going against the trend. I wanted to see a bit more. Okay, so we did, and I got in on this market structure shift, came back into the original market structure shift here that I was interested in. Okay, so let's see how it plays out. This potentially later on, maybe later on, once we gain more confidence, right? Because I don't like re-entries. Okay, this could potentially be a re-entry point for me after seeing this, but that's, once we build more confidence and collect more data, we'll be able to do things like that. But for now, I'm cool with my one entry and one exit point. So, well, multiple exit point, but just the one entry and no re-entries right now. But yeah, nothing really for the morning until now. So we'll see how that plays out going into a lunch session, and it's out of my hands, right? It's in the market, the model, and the trade management's hand. Nothing more I can do about it, really and truly. Let's do a trade performance review. What I did well today, all right, is that I showed up, right? I got 1% better, gained experience, learned lessons that I'll take into my next trading day, next trading session. Okay, stuck to my processes, my procedures and protocols, and deviate from it. So very happy and pleased with my performance today. Okay, I like that we closed back above this inefficiency. I would like, bless me, I would like for price to stay in the upper quadrant of it, okay, to go higher. Yeah, small steps in the right direction. Anyway, where that fall short today. Woke up, got my morning routine in, arrived at the desk, followed my procedures and protocols and my processes, didn't deviate from it. Um, Yesterday, I don't know if I mentioned where I fell short, but in terms of my stop loss placement, I fell short that in that yesterday in that trade that we took, that took us out because we had our stop in the wrong place. And if we had our stop in the right place, we still potentially could have been. If not that it amounted to anything, or did it? It did. Would have given us -1 already, a -1.1. Yeah, not that it amounted to anything, but still, I still want to be placing my stop loss in the correct place, right, and not switching it up. Okay, but for today, there's no way that I think that I fell short. Stop is placed in the correct place. Yeah. So the setup, wanted to see a bit more just because I was going against my session bias and also the weekly bias. Okay, so I wanted to see a close. Like I said, I wanted to see a body closure above this inefficiency just to confirm to me that yes, this is what you really want to do. Okay, just for an additional step because I'm going against my session and weekly program. Okay, in this buy here. But yeah, all in all, just to say, I don't think there's anywhere that I fell short going into today. How I can improve for next day, next trading session is just keep showing up, right? Keep seeking excellence in everything that I do. Don't let short-term adversity, losses, series of losses deter me, distract me from what I got going on. Okay, got a solid foundation. Just gotta keep showing up, taking small steps in the right direction, and eventually we'll get to our destination. Solid day for me. This trade is out of my hands, right? I showed up today and I've done my job. Step one, I identified my condition. All right, we're in a sell program, which is in session program is sell, which is in line with my weekly program. I waited for price to show me its hand, and it did. Okay, didn't quite see the setup in the direction of my session program, but I saw a reversal. Okay, and I engaged in it. Right, there's nothing wrong with it. Well, I understand I'm going against the bias. Right, that's why I wanted to see a little bit more from price, and yeah, whatever happens in this trade is out of my hands. This is still the low. All right, that needs to go for me to be interested in a continuation sell. Unless this low here takes a short-term high, I'm not interested in it. I'm interested in this low. But we'll keep you posted on this trade. DJ, if we go on DJ, and then tomorrow morning we'll talk about this trade. But for now, my session is done. I'm done here. Nothing more for me to do. Do want to get this recorded for journal purposes. So I'm gonna end this and I'm gonna keep the stream going to see how this trade ends. Okay. No trade to break down. Really, this was the only trade. Okay, well, let's break down this trade then. We came down. We took dealing range low. Okay, took sell side below it, expanded higher, took market structure shift above it. Okay, this is a reversal profile for me. Okay, so schematic, right? So it's a fair entry for me. Okay, so this is a retracement. See, now I need to go back to the drawing board in the names of what I'm going to be calling this. This is a reversal, right? Potentially to retrace inside the range to then catch the continuation lower. Okay, so there's a lot of confusion there. I know, because my test 2B was also confused, so I need to, iron that out right there. But yeah, yeah, we'll do that off air, not right now. But before we wrap up, I want to leave you guys with this. All right, there was a time, right, that I would finish. Whoa, why is this thing like this? This is crazy. Why it do me like this? Why does it do me like that? Why do you do me like that? There was a time I'd finish a trading session and still feel lost, all right? Even on days I made money, I didn't know why it worked. And on losing days, I had no system to fall back on. That's the difference between guessing and having a real edge. And here's the truth. Most traders only focus on entries, but consistency comes from the system behind the entry. As you've been watching, all right, I've been consistently doing the same processes, the same procedures and protocols, all right? Nothing's really changed in my processes, and the outcome is out of my hands, right? I have a system to fall back on when I take losing trades, and I also have a system to fall back on when I take winning trades, right? It doesn't change the outcome of anything. As long as I'm following my procedures and processes, I'm showing up and I'm doing my job. That's my main job here. So if you've been watching and thinking this makes sense, but I don't have the full system yet, that's exactly why I created a 10% to 1% club. That's where we go deep into the 3 pillars: the full model, the risk management system, the mindset and money principles needed to join the 1% club, okay, and the exact process to follow on a daily basis. So if you're serious about becoming consistent, that is your next step. I used to think, I know this is going to do this again. That's why I always do a quick run through. Before I start. But I didn't do that today, so that's on me, right? I used to think the goal was to win more trades, but the real goal is to become the type of trader who can perform no matter the outcome, right? No matter if I'm losing, right? If I'm on a losing streak or a winning streak, I'm still showing up and I'm following my precision protocols. I'm not getting greedy and I'm not letting fear take over, right? It's about following your procedures and protocols. Because once you have that, right, the results will follow. That's all for today, folks. All right, I'll see you in the next AM session tomorrow, Wednesday, kicking off at 9:15. All right, I'm the trader here, signing out. Good luck, good trading as always. Happy bloody hunting.